why is it important to have a data strategy or data governance principles?
A company needs to know its own direction of travel. It has its own business strategy it's trying to do, and the data strategy should fit into that business strategy. If you don't that, it's either reactive or blind, neither of which you want to do. You'll be giving the advantage to your competitors, so you're really losing a lot of track. Secondly, there's a large number of legal reasons why you need to be on top of things like data governance and have a strategy around dealing with that. So you're aware of all the sensitive data, you can handle data requests. And lastly, in terms of data governance, people sometimes will look at data governance as an overhead, but actually it can improve operational efficiency and should be intended to do so. If you know who your data owners are, you have a strict view of what the data conformance should be, how to access the data, how to make it open to the rest of the business. That's really empowering your business. So those are the reasons.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think whenever governance is seen as more of an enabler rather than a blocker to productivity, that's when you've got the best form of governance, but it's quite hard to achieve. But, especially for some contexts where you're in a highly regulated, very risk-averse industry, sometimes governance is a bit more of a kind of a heavy-handed tool to protect yourself. But if you can use it to make it more fun, more enjoyable, more productive and easy to use data, because people have got the safety nets, the guardrails to make sure they're not doing the wrong thing with data, then they can be a bit more free and a bit more flexible about how they use it. And that has to be the dream spot for organizations.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. The same is also true of strategy. If you simplify it down a lot and go, well, we're going to move to the cloud, right? Simple. But in reality, that's not simple. That's actually a really tough undertaking to get right. And if you get it wrong, you'll be costing your business a lot of money. You'll be detracting performance, adding a lot of risk and uncertainty. So having a strategy around how you do that and the time scale and the technologies you want to use, back to things like structured, unstructured data and all the wide technologies, hyperscaler choice, private cloud provider choice. Do you want a hybrid cloud offering? If you're doing a data strategy that involves a lot of data access on private clouds or in secure systems, maybe a hyperscaler is actually not for you. Maybe you look at a product choice from IBM or something like that to look at that on-premise, that private cloud hybrid approach. So though, in this world of change, this world of opportunity, bringing an AI to the mix as well, you really building on top of that and define that strategy up front.
No, absolutely. I suppose for a lot of organizations, the big challenge is just the breadth of governance that's now required with all these different tools, these different platforms, different concepts. I think increasingly they are looking for essentially that all-encompassing enterprise solution that's going to take care of it for them as much as possible, which, with some of the latest kind of platforms, that's becoming more and more possible. But, going back to data strategy, that's the bit that you can't really, you can't import somebody else's data strategy. It's never going to work for an organization. Or if you are going to do that, you're going to end up being outfought by your competitors because they're going to be doing something more interesting, more innovative than you are. So, I think there's definitely some tooling you can use to make governance much easier, supporting your goals. But if you don't define those goals and integrate that into your business strategy, then that's when you're going to struggle.